Once you understand that, then look into web application building. And one of the most popular languages that is out there right now for web application building is React JS. Okay, so React allows you to create modern web applications. It doesn't require you to write a bunch of code. You can actually reuse a lot of the code. You could use their state management patterns to capture the state of what users are doing on your website to perform an action. You could show data on the website depending on what's toggled and what's not toggled. Reusable components is very important too when you want to talk about not reusing the same code every single time. You could just create a component that has the same code in it. And then say if you want to change the behavior of that code, you could actually pass in properties that would allow you to change the look and feel of that component too. It's very powerful stuff. Also data fetching. Very important. So you'll get into data fetching when you start to understand more about APIs and that architecture. But using data fetching using Stack query, which allows you to easily fetch data, update data, create mutations around what you want on the back end, and have the proper state to understand whether the data is being fetched, whether the method was executed correctly. All that stuff is baked into TanStack query. Also, once you understand the basics of React, I highly suggest that you understand TypeScript. Okay, so basically, when you're writing in TypeScript, you're typing every single data point of your application, any data object that you're pulling in from your application that you're going to be sending out to your API for updating data that's already in the database or creating it. Okay. So when you do this, you understand exactly what kind of types you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with a data object that has strings, numbers, Boolean values, it has another object in it with strings, numbers, and Booleans, you could create different types to define exactly what that is. Last thing you want to work on is testing, right? I never really did unit testing until recently, and I think unit testing is very important. Okay, so understanding V-test and jest, how to set up tests for your components for whatever feature that you're building for your app, and make sure that feature is actually working as intended. So you could give it mock data, you could go through different scenarios, testing scenarios, to help you test whether that feature is actually working properly or not. Okay. And then based on the tests that fail, you can make adjustments to that test. You can make adjustments to the code so that the tests actually pass, and you should be good to go.